So I want to say welcome, and then just really truly welcome again. We are thrilled that you're here. We don't take lightly the fact that you've taken your time to come and celebrate these beautiful graduates this year. So again, welcome each and every one of you, our distinguished guests, our faculty, our family, our friends, our lovers, our partners. I don't know if there might be a pet or two out there that snuck in, hopefully so. So the question I think to begin with is, who are we who are thrilled? What is this school for cultural and social transformation that convenes us? Now, last year I said, and I still believe, and I've been asked to repeat, if you take the coolest dance troupe, wed it to a protest, link it to a book club that reads the hippest books, and make it sing with fiery joy, a joy that breaks barriers, confronts institutions, soothes wounds, cracks jokes, dresses rad, and calls things what they are, you have Transform, the School for Cultural and Social Transformation. It's as if galactic performer Beyonce and political leader Cesar Chavez and race-sex comedian Margaret Cho and trans disability theorist Eli Clare and indigenous lands activist LaDonna Brave Bull Allard with immigration activist Marisa Franco and author Oscar Wilde all got together and had a brainchild. We are it. And together I'm just going to say, we're change. All of us here are making change, feeling change, wanting some change. All of us gathered for this second convocation for the School for Cultural and Social Transformation, which is not yet 3 years old, by the way. So I'll speak to change, but let's speak to history for a vital moment. There's something that we say whenever we gather, and it never gets routine. It will never be routine. All of us together stand on native land, mindful of the history that saturates this soil, sacred ground that must be acknowledged. The traces of native cultures are around us, and we must not just honor them, but learn from the power and spirit of traces. So history and change. Let's talk about change. So I would say, hey, cool graduates, how have you changed? What's different for you now? What words are in your body? What emotions in your brains? Now, I'm an English professor, but I actually wish there were some machine by which we could see what is in your minds, how differently now your minds are configured. Because these are material transfers. Don't be fooled, right? We have put words into your bodies, and I do believe even 3 years from now, you're going to say, oh my goodness, that is Dr. Sarita Gaitan right there. That phrase, that's Sarita in my person. That has crossed my skin-body boundary, and a phrase that she gave me is in my brain. You're going to remember something that Dr. Fong says today in his speech, something that Colton West tells you, and it will continue to live materially in your body. I hope you know that you have entered us in the strongest way possible. I went to Dr. Annie Fukushima's class this spring, and I heard things that have not left me yet, that have emotionally taken me to some new place. And many of you that I've talked with, many of you that I've worked with, many of you that have told me what change needs to happen on this campus, you are materially in me, and that's a profound thing. It's so material, I think it feels mystical in some respects. So the question is for you as you ponder today, really what is different about you physically and materially from this experience? Now, I would also ask parents and supporters, how have they changed? How have these beautiful graduates changed before your eyes over the years that they've been with us? A common answer that I hear from parents and students in our school is that you have more anger, that you seem more outraged. So let me speak to that, because that could seem bad in this time of fervent calls for less division, more civility, stronger norms of kindness. Strange as it sounds, I say, get mad. Get your anger on. Feel a sense of outrage. I know many of you do. Things are not okay. We can't pretend they are. So much of what is happening, take the widening gap of financial inequality, new bursts of white supremacy on top of old ones, the dangers of migration and incarceration, the murders of trans women of color. All of that is so worthy of our anger. But then what? That becomes the question. Where does anger get us? Where does anger get you? And one place I'm going to say it gets us, and it's pretty important, it is righteous fuel. That's why I'm never going to tell anybody to lose their anger, because it is righteous fuel. Let it propel you. And then I say, convert it. Convert that energy. Conversion is the goal. So if there's one phrase you take from me materially today, I want you to memorize that phrase. Conversion is the goal. Now, we hear a lot about conversion. Often it's in a very religious context. So I want to take that word back and ask you how you will convert what is now inside you. Again, anger, a profound and important thing. But if we only had our anger, if we could not convert it, it would take us nowhere. I also want to point out that we human animals run on conversions, and many of them are strange. So right now, carbohydrates in our bodies are becoming glucose. That is happening, one material form to another. The labor of our bodies becomes a coin. That's a truthful thing and a sorrowful thing, two different material forms. A word you put in me can cause me pain. A word is not pain, but one material form takes another material form, and these are material transformations. So I want to say, conversion is the story, conversion is the goal. Ours must be an anger that is turning into beauty, that is birthing kindness, that is fierce around the edges. So what will you be crafting from your righteous anger? Please take that question with you. And how can you convert it to structural change? Because I think our smart undergraduates would tell us kindness needs to turn into structural change. We don't generally think of kindness in those terms. We think of it as an emotional thing, but if it does not lead to structural change, it is not kind, really, at its core. There's another phrase I love, and it's spoken by the poet Don Revelle, about the trans-feminist poet Eli Shipley. Here's the phrase: outrage in perfect calm of mind. Outrage doesn't have to undo you. It doesn't have to unravel your thinking. It doesn't have to take something from you. Why can I be calm? Because I think outrageous thoughts. Now, the wily and angry political poet, William Butler Yeats, has taught me this. And you say, Kathryn, isn't that an old, dead white guy? And I would say, yes, he is. And that's why I give him as Exhibit A, because I want you to know somebody that's truly famous in the old literary canon. Thank goodness the literary canon is changing. But somebody who's famous in the literary canon is actually famous for his political anger. And it's about decolonization. William Butler Yeats was angry about the fact that Great Britain had colonized Ireland. And that's a process of decolonization that is still happening right now. So I want to remind us of his profound anger. And then I want to tell you that he writes a famous poem about the calm that sits right beside his anger. The poem is called The Lake Isle of Innisfree. I'll just give you a few lines. And I remember that, heck, I would say, we have our own lake right nearby, all right? So here's the calm I would impart to you. This is what he writes. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. There, midnight's all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet's wings. I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's gray, I hear it in the deep heart's core. Outrage in perfect calm of mind. Take it with you and convert it. Ours must be an anger that is turning into beauty, that is birthing kindness, that is birthing structure, that is fierce around the edges. We go with you, material. Please know that. We are with you, we are in you, and you will stay with us. So much to convert from the deep heart's core. We adore you, class of 2019. There's no other word. We adore you. And let's all applaud this happy day. So some applause for our graduates.